go get him again.
Welcome back to another unboxing first impression video on my channel. Today we are delving into the historic line of Calvin Klein, and this one is a classic in the game, Obsession for Men. Now, proper unboxing, first of all. It is going on the decant side. I'm decanting this. But Obsession is one of those classic fragrances from 80s, 90s. This is an 86 baby, if my Rolodex is correct. But Calvin Klein used to be hot back in the day. Now, right? It's a bargain bin brand. But Obsession is one of those staples from Calvin Klein that I still haven't, I don't own a bottle in my collection. Shame on me, because it's fairly cheap to purchase. But it is one that I haven't smelt in 20 plus years, maybe even 30 years. It's been a long time. I've smelt it before, but I haven't actually worn it myself. I might have put it on a strip somewhere and smelt it, things like that. But it's been a long time. We're going classic here. And that's one thing about this channel is that if you're new here, welcome to the Robezoid channel. I'm your host, Mark. Hit that subscribe button because today I'm delving into Calvin Klein Obsession. Tomorrow, guess what I'm delving into? D'Autumn Parfum 2025. So a brand new release. We're going from 80s to brand new release. So you never know what you're going to get on my channel. Smash that like button, much appreciated. To my returnees, welcome back to the channel. We're going CK today. It's always nice to going back in the crates and just kind of see a classic like this. So it was released back in 86. Robert Slattery is the nose behind this. Pricing, well, I think it retails for $100, give or take. If you went on the Calvin Klein website and some retailers, but don't ever do that. Discounters have them for like $30 for a 4-ounce bottle. Is that what this is? 4 ounce? Yeah, 4. This bottle has seen better days. Again, it's for the decant site, so hopefully the bottle hasn't been damaged. It doesn't sound like it. Doesn't seem like anything's broken. No cellophane though, so we'll see what we get. We're going to put on strip first and of course on skin. So let's unbox this thing and let's see what we get. Oh, first, a note breakdown. It's huge. It's massive. It's like an 86 fragrance. In the top, we got cinnamon, lavender, coriander, mandarin, lime, bergamot, and grapefruit. So lots going on. In the middle, we got myrrh, nutmeg, carnation, rosewood, pine, sage, jasmine, and red berries. And in the base, we got amber, vanilla, sandalwood, musk, patchouli, and vetiver. Now, this is from Fragrantica that I pulled it from. Always 50-50 with Fragrantica. An older fragrance like this must have went through at least 2 or 3 reformulations just because of the regulations out there. There's things that change every so often, right? And people get, allergic to something and IFRA says, you cannot use oak moss anymore in your fragrance. Well, guess what? You got to reformulate it by this timeline. So things like that happen every so often, and fragrances like this, right? No breakdowns. You'll see carnation in a lot of older fragrances as per this one. You'll get a vintage bottle and you can smell that carnation. You don't smell any carnation on most modern fragrances that had it back in the 80s, right? So these kind of fragrances kind of get like a lot of their personality cut off a little bit. And that's where you get the vintage noses out there. So let's get into this. It's been a long time since we've smelt Obsession. And you know what? This might get me into getting a bottle. It's not like it's expensive. Atomizer's good, right? Standard. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing terrible. So let's smell it. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is good. Oh, it's such a good scent. Even to this day, this is definitely not dated. I wouldn't call this dated. Doesn't come off dated at all. It has classic written all over it. And again, like which formulation I'm smelling here doesn't really matter to me. I'm not a vintage guy. I'm not going to start checking batch codes and start seeing that this is distributed by Coty. So, it's terrible. I need the 1992 version. No, don't. I'm not that kind of guy. There's people like that. It's great. Our community is very, diverse, different types of people. Don't ask me about batches and different types of Obsession fragrances. What I got is what I got, and this is what I'm going to describe. Love the cinnamon punch up top. Beautiful. A little bit of vanillic touches here and balsams. It kind of reminds me of the ambery spicy fragrances of today. It does. You know, like the cinnamon ambery fragrances, like the, what are they, like the Naxos and the Grassois, obviously in 80s, but you know, it's the baseline of it, I think. Good cinnamon punch in here. Beautiful. Very smooth as a fragrance. Vanilla's good. Balsams are good. It has a little bit of a barbershop appeal that you know that it's an older fragrance. Like these other ones don't have a barbershop appeal into the, well, like, Naxos got a lavender, but it does have like that barbershop lavender in here and other florals and citruses and herbs. So it really has that 80s touch in it, but it also has that spicy ambery glow of today. This is nice. Like for bargain bin, this kills a lot of bargain bin scents, right? You got this beside a Nazaro Chrome, this all day, every day. All day, every day. And it all, of course, it all depends on your where you live, right? Here in Canada, I would wear more Obsession than something that's nautical. And I'm not an aquatic guy, but it has that old-fashioned Oriental ambery scent profile. I think the star in this is the cinnamon. It's really gravitating to my nose, but not like Egoist. Like Egoist from Chanel does it much stronger, much bolder. It tells you where to go. It is a stronger, bolder fragrance. This is much milder, much more smooth, tamer, but still for 20 bucks, a whole lot of solid right here. A little bit of lavender, of course, the soapiness, the citruses. Got a little bit of a boxing match with the myrrh and the cinnamon. So you got those light notes and the darker notes kind of going head to head. Great for Thanksgiving and Christmas because there's nutmeg in here. There's greens in here, like a pine note. Woody, ambery. Lots going on. There's lots going on. Like this is well done. A classic. You know, there's these classics that, you know, kind of smell like an old man. And you know me, I'll be honest, I'll tell you, right? Guy with the gray beard's got to wear this. This one right here, nothing wrong with this. A classic that still works today. I'd be interested in seeing what a vintage of Obsession smells like for men. Like again, I'm not that kind of guy, but there's a little part of me, there's a little vintage mark somewhere in there in the fragrance Rolodex that wants to peek out. Like a guy like Ramsey in our fragrance community, right? Love the guy. You know, he's got his taste. He'll tell you that it's, what does he call it? Shite instead of shit. He calls it shite. I love Ramsey, and he's more of a, right? He's that kind of guy that, and again, it's a different type of fragrance head. He's really into batch codes and vintage and stuff. And there's like a little Ramsey mark in me somewhere that has an interest. And I don't want to get into that rabbit hole because first of all, it's expensive. Second of all, it is fun. Like the journey, that's the fun part of it, right? He has fun looking at certain batch codes or where it's made, things like that, and kind of find the right one. He's looking for that specific portion of that fragrance, right? That little piece of time he wants to grab onto, the best version of it. You know, he has that interest. Me, when I see Obsession right now, like the big part of me is like, I get what I get. I'm going to review what I get in front of me. If it's a vintage or not, I don't really care. Like I'll tell you if I see something, but there's a little part of me that's going, this is actually pretty decent right now. And I'm pretty sure this was released, you know, this fragrance that I'm smelling right now, this juice right here is probably a 2000s, 10s, 15s, 20s, somewhere in there. Obviously, it's not a super vintage fragrance. I could be wrong as per the packaging and stuff, but there's a little part of me that goes, huh, if it's this good now, like how great is this fragrance if I just went on eBay and tried to find a 1990 version of this, or something like that, just to see how good it is. Yeah, it's well done. I like it. I have to decant this. It's part of the decant, but you know, it's funny, right? Like a small part of me is like, oh, right. I just did a video on like, oh, designers, right? Nothing really excites me, but this for 20 bucks, bargain bin, right? Discounters will have this. I wouldn't mind. That's like almost, don't even have to think about that. It's good. Yeah. And there's flankers of Obsession. I think I've ignored this whole Obsession. I don't think I have one video on Obsession at all. So here we are today with the OG. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly, right? That's why this is empty, because I don't think I found an Obsession bottle. I think there's an Obsession Night. It is a line that I haven't really touched upon, right? I've talked about Euphorias, CK1, CKB, all that stuff, but it's always nice to go back, because I haven't smelt all these 90s CK bangers, right? Even the original Calvin Klein called Calvin. However, Ramsey sent me a decant of that, so I can't wait. I need to delve into his stuff talking about Ramsey that he sent to me. But anyway, yeah, I can't wait to see the comments. Good, bad, and the ugly. Well worthy of 20, 30 bucks. Yeah. As always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.